I don't know what's happening here if you guys can see this, but the ambulance is stuck in traffic. Can't move. So if you ever get hurt in Manhattan, something happens to you, God forbid, and you're in an ambulance, sometimes there's really nothing you can do. You're just stuck in traffic. That's it. So much fog. Whoa, hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the Good Hombres vlog number 1. And so I am your host, the Alpha Liberal. I hope you guys are hearing my audio perfectly fine. This is actually the Rode wireless mic Go that I'm using right now, connected to the 3.5 USB Type-C millimeter converter for the GoPro Hero 8 Black. Big shout out to my buddy Look Isra. I watched 2 of his videos using the GoPro from last year. I purchased this GoPro Hero 8 Black when it released last year, and this is actually the first time I'm using it. And because of Look Isra, I actually ended up deciding that today, after my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I would go and just walk around Manhattan and see what's up, because my Jiu-Jitsu Academy is on 30th Street and 8th Ave, and between 8th and 7th Ave. And so right now I am basically heading towards 7th Ave. I just got out at 8th Ave, and I'm on 42nd Street right now. And this is what everybody thinks quintessential Manhattan is supposed to be. I'm trying to figure out what this vlog is going to be about for today. I've never been much of a vlogger. I always feel like it's way too conceited, especially talking to a camera. It seems so inhuman to talk to a piece of object. And I think when people see you hulking around this thing and talking to a screen, it's like, oh man, that dude is so conceited. I guess that's the attitude that I feel when I see people vlogging. I know Carl Nestat, he's one of the biggest vlogging YouTubers who lives in Manhattan. And from what I understand, he vlogs with like this huge Canon, I forgot what it is. It's like their high-end cinematic camera, and he vlogs with it apparently. I don't know how he does that, because you know, the GoPro Hero 8 Black, that's the great thing about it. It's so small and tiny that it's not intrusive or obtrusive. It's not intrusive or obtrusive, I guess you could say. And so people kind of tolerate it. People just walk past you, even if you're talking to this dinky thing. But if you're talking to this hulking machine of a camera and it looks like, you know, you're trying to make a movie, people kind of get apprehensive. It's like, wait, what is this dude doing? Is he a professional? Are millions of people going to see this? But if you just got the little GoPro Hero 8 Black, that's what's perfect about it, is that it's so tiny. Like I said, it's unassuming is the word I want to use. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to talk about today, because there's a lot of topics on my mind, and I don't know, I guess let's talk about this. We'll touch on this vlogging situation, because like I said, I'm not much of a vlogger. For years I've tried to figure out how to incorporate it, because there was a number of years where, you know, I was traveling all over and I attempted to make vlogs, and like I said, there's just something about it that's just very off-putting to me. It's like we have this social contract that, you know, we're not supposed to be conceited. And for some reason, I can't get that stigma out of my head of looking at a camera and talking to myself. I've tried to put it mentally that, hey, you know what? I shouldn't care, right? I should pretend like I'm talking to you one-on-one, that you're right next to me and you're hanging out with me right now in the city, and we're walking, I'm taking you to Times Square and showing you what's up. That's what I'm supposed to do. I try to pretend that, but it's not the same. I still feel like I'm a douchebag. But I'm attempting it today. And one of the biggest fears, I think, of vlogging is that you just have to start talking to yourself. Learn how to be comfortable with the camera, talking to yourself. And that's a fear that kind of got over. That's why, I guess, I don't want to brag, but I'm in New York City, tons of people, and I don't give a hoot, because I've done this before. It's just that I would get so lazy. I would never edit the footage. I would end up just shelving it. And I have so many cool vlogs from you know, when I climbed Kilimanjaro and climbing Mount Elbrus in Russia. I have so many cool vlogs that I just never put out there, because I got lazy. I got self-conscious about it. Like, is this something I really want to do? Or do I just want to do a kind of show where it's a controlled environment? I want to sit down and just do my thing. And I'm always debating about how I should approach it. But like I said, my buddy Isra, thank you, buddy. Thank you, sir. The most interesting man in New York City, inspiring me to finally use my GoPro Hero 8 Black, because this is actually the first video, believe it or not, I've taken with this camera since I purchased it. And you know, it's an expensive little camera, best out there in terms of action cameras, I think personally. And so might as well put it to use. I've got it, the settings right now I have it on wide. I have the hyper smooth going on. And so the hyper smooth kind of crops it in a little bit. And the linear mode, the with wide mode, which is, I think it's like a 1635 millimeter equivalent, this wide mode situation, to get me that good angle. But the hyper smooth, I noticed it definitely crops it in a little bit too much for my liking, or maybe I just need a longer selfie stick. I'm not really sure. But it's working right now. I actually, that's the other thing too. I'm actually using, did I mention it already? I don't even know if I mentioned it. I'm using the Rode wireless mic Go to record this entire situation. So I hope it's drowning out the traffic and just concentrating on my voice. So I have that connected to the 3.5 millimeter USB Type-C connector. I don't have the media mod. The GoPro Hero 8 Black media mod came out either this week or last week. I don't remember, but I know a lot of YouTubers have been writing reviews of it. And I've heard the test sounds that people have done. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't sound much better than the internal audio that's already being collected by the GoPro. The only reason I would get it, the media mod, is because they have that cool little flip up LCD, because they removed the HDMI output for the GoPro Hero 8. And so that's the only reason why I would get it, so I could get that cool LCD mod. Because what I have right now to make my frame is I have wirelessly connected my Galaxy S10 Plus to the GoPro, and that's essentially what I'm using to frame the shot. And I have a live preview, which is like a 5-second delay, which is totally just throws me off all the time. And so I hope I'm getting my framing right, because I keep looking at the S10 Plus and then realizing, wait, why is it not there? And then I realize, oh crap, the reason it's not there is because it's got like a 5-second delay from where I was before. So I guess this is gonna turn into a GoPro Hero 8 Black video test with the Rode wireless mic Go in a big, huge, sprawling city like Manhattan, New York. This is infamous Times Square that you guys are looking at right now. Let me get a panoramic of this situation here. And you know, a lot of times living in Manhattan, I definitely take for granted that I have this situation here, that, you know, my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu club is right on 30th Street, and this is like a 10-minute, 8-minute walk from there, and I can come here and just chill and hang out. It's actually a very dreary day, believe it or not. It's only about, I think it's about 10 a.m. right now, but it looks like it's terrible. Terrible weather. But don't be surprised, that's Manhattan, that's New York State in general. I actually didn't know this. Random fact for you guys. New York State is the second most gloomy state in the United States of America. I had no idea about that. Washington State number one, and New York State is number 2. We get the least amount of sun, the second least amount of sun in the entire country. And so literally this is most of winter. I feel like a vampire because I work long shifts at work. So I come into work, there's no sun. I get out of work, there's no sun. And it really makes you feel like you have you don't see the sun at all. You get vitamin D sickness, you get depression. It's a pretty rough city, I'm not gonna lie, to live here and be here, especially the cost of living here. And you know, that's another topic in of itself, actually. Living in Manhattan and what it's like, what the costs are. And so, yeah, when people think of Manhattan, this is what people see. The quintessential, you know, New York, 42nd Street, Times Square, and everyone thinks we live in Disneyland. I would say 2 decades ago, about 42nd Street was actually, it was no joke, this place. I mean, this is where the strip bars were. This was where the nude shows were, and it got cleaned up. It got cleaned up in Manhattan, and now it's Disneyland. Thanks to Giuliani, thanks to Bloomberg. Unfortunately, I gotta say, they cleaned up the city. I don't like either of those guys, but they did clean up the city. I don't want to get political. This is not that. This is not the Good Hombres report. This is the Good Hombres vlog. Completely different. And so, yeah, wow. It really, having this camera, seeing it in the live preview, really puts things into perspective, how cool Manhattan, New York is. And I'm very, very lucky and blessed to be here. And so for people that don't know, literally nobody lives here. No, if you've never been to New York City, nobody lives in Times Square, unless you're like a trillionaire, because that's the only people that can afford to live in this area. It's mostly businesses, mostly companies. And hey, how you guys doing? People want to say hi. And so So if this place right here, if you guys must know, it's mostly companies, and from what I understand, the companies, they take a loss, they take a hit renting here. Like T-Mobile, for example. T-Mobile has this store here, and you've got Express, you've got what else do you have here? Levi's. So all these companies, from my understanding of it, they take a loss on the building. They don't make money from the sales. They make money because of the advertising. They consider it advertising dollars to be here in Times Square. And because, you know, people see it and people just think, oh, it's in Times Square. It must be a super rich, wealthy company. They must be doing so well because they have a building in Times Square. But yeah, but this is the spot. There's the steps over there that everybody goes to. That's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys can see it. Am I framing it properly? I hope I'm framing it properly. It's right there, somewhere over there. But anyway, this is pretty cool. I never realized how lucky I am to be in Manhattan up until now, to be in this wonderful, beautiful city. And it's like I said before, you know, I consider myself a pretty well-traveled person, and every city that I've been to, Manhattan is bar none. I am biased because I consider this my home, but Manhattan is so diverse. If you want authentic anything, authentic Chinese food, authentic Thai food, authentic Ethiopian food, authentic Indian food, if you want that, you will find that in Manhattan. Whatever country, part of the world it is, you will find that in Manhattan. And that's the beauty of living in this city. That, you know, in other cities all over the US, all over the world, you're not gonna find this kind of diversity anywhere in the world, I don't think. And I've been to a lot of places, I've been to every place. That's the goal, to get to every country at some point in my life. But yeah, no, this is Times Square. This is a spot to be. Oh, I can see the steps are actually closed off, I guess because it's too wet, I think. They have a little barricade over there. But this is where people go to chill, hang out, and do what they got to do to take their photos. Mostly tourists. I probably look like a freaking tourist right now. But I think I'm going to do more of these vlogs just because, you know, get a little different view of instead of just a background with an American flag in the back, which my buddy Dennis called me out on. It's too generic. But I like the American flag. I'm happy to be an American. I'm a proud American, damn it. But yeah, this is Times Square, guys, and this is a test, I guess, of the GoPro Hero 8 Black with the Rode wireless mic Go. I hope it's coming through fine. I hope it's coming through okay. Like I said, very crappy day, but hopefully, well, actually, no, it's not waterproof anymore because I've got the USB Type-C situation exposed there for that Hero 8 Black. But yeah, no, this is Times Square. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. This is going to be about 12 minutes and something seconds. Most vlogs are probably only supposed to be like 3 minutes. I think that's what they say, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm just going to put this up as is, so that way I don't have to worry about editing it. And you know, once I start editing it, I get lazy and it doesn't come up. So might as well just put it in raw, baby. Raw into YouTube space. So anyway, I am the Alpha Liberal. Welcome to the Good Hombres vlog, the first one, number 1. I hope we have more. If you guys, please have any comments, like, subscribe, help out with the algorithm, or if you don't like me, I guess dislike, throw off the algorithm, but it's all good. And let me know in the comment section below if you guys want me to explore somewhere in Manhattan, New York, and do a vlog or show you a cool place to go to. Man, I keep rambling. I just keep talking, don't I?